James Gunn has done it once again, and DC is in such good hands. Welcome to Bite Size Bunny, my name's Tony, and today we are going to be talking about Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is the first project in the new DCU. After Task Force X has been shut down by the government and prohibited from further use, Amanda Waller takes matters into her own hands and puts together a new team known as the Creature Commandos, who are sent out on a deadly mission. What I really love and appreciate about what James Gunn did here is this easily could have felt like Suicide Squad 2.0. But the way the narrative is approached here does an excellent job at setting the two projects apart and letting Creature Commandos feel like its own distinct thing and really letting it shine. This also surprisingly works perfectly as the starting point for the new DC Cinematic Universe, and not in your typical way of starting a universe either. In this one season of television, I feel like they do a superb job at giving you a taste of what all this universe can do. One moment it can be really sweet, really charming and endearing. The next, it can be extremely violent and dark. The show even has more than a couple of emotional story beats that are really effective as well. Not to mention, they managed to give an idea of just how vast this world is without ever making it feel like it's non-stop Easter eggs or just name-dropping random DC things to kind of give you teases for what's to come in the future. You've got this wonderfully crafted, self-contained story that can stand on its own, but at the same time, it's set in this world that feels fully lived in and brought to life. And the fact that we're getting that right out the gate with a Creature Commandos show is extremely exciting for a multitude of reasons. The story is an intriguing one to follow with plenty of twists and turns to keep you guessing. But what James Gunn does best here, and it's probably not a surprise whatsoever at this point, is taking this cast of characters that most people aren't familiar with and making you love them by the end of this show. The team is made up of such a diverse crew of characters, each with such drastically different personalities, but each member of this crew gets their chance to stand out and truly shine. I love the way they explore the backstories of each individual characters and having them carefully interwoven throughout the plot in such a way that makes every episode fascinating to watch. And by the end of it, I found myself liking every character on the team. They even managed to take a character like the Weasel, who's played in an absurd humor kind of way in his live-action debut in The Suicide Squad, and totally flip that on its head here. He's surprisingly one of the most sympathetic characters in the entire show, and when you find out his true backstory, it's devastating to watch. I really loved what they did with this character. Every one of the characters has an interesting backstory. You're going to experience a range of emotions while watching them unfold. There really isn't a bad one in the bunch. By the end of this show, I was really invested in these people, and I can't wait to see more of them. I will say, one of the gripes I have with the show is while each individual character is excellently written, I do wish there was more time kind of showing off the relationships and chemistry between the various team members. We do get glimpses into some of those character dynamics, and it's always great. I just wish there was more of it. I also wish the last episode had an additional 15 to 20 minutes of runtime. I think it wraps things up decently, but there are a few things I felt were rushed. I think the finale would have benefited from having a bit more breathing room because there is so much going on in such a short period of time. But for the most part, it sticks the landing, and I was mostly satisfied with how everything wrapped up. Creature Commandos is a perfect starting point for this universe, and I can't wait to see it continue later this summer with Superman, but in the meantime, I'm going to be giving Creature Commandos an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And what's your favorite DC project? I'd love to know.